Welcome to the Deep Dive. You know that feeling, summer's winding down, and bam, that fall semester energy hits.
Oh yeah, that fresh start feeling.
Totally. New beginnings, loads of opportunity, but honestly,
Mm.
sometimes it's just a flood of information.
Right, it's hard to know where to focus.
Exactly. Figuring out what's really important, what you can actually do something with, it feels like a job itself. So today, we're looking at the American Academy of Advertising, the AAA. They've got their fall updates out via the President's Column from Jameson Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
And we're asking, how's this key academic group, changing things up? How are they staying relevant, impactful, maybe even more global?
And crucially, what does it mean for you listening? How can you use these updates, these opportunities?
Okay, let's unpack this.
It's a good time to ask,
Yeah.
definitely, because there is a lot of momentum in the advertising academic world right now as fall kicks off. Our mission here is really to filter through that president's column, pull out the key nuggets, the actionable stuff.
Yeah, cut through the noise.
Exactly, and help you see not just what's happening, but like why it matters for your work, your studies, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for years.
Absolutely. So in this deep dive, we'll hit on upcoming conferences, symposia. There's some new submission guidelines that honestly could change how you think about publishing.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Plus, significant international stuff, career resources, and of course, a whole bunch of deadlines you'll probably want to note down.
Right.
The goal is you walk away not just knowing about this stuff, but feeling ready to actually jump on these opportunities.
Makes sense.
Okay, let's start with something immediate. Really direct value, especially if you're maybe thinking about a PhD or you're in one right now.
Right.
The 2025 AAA Graduate Student Symposium.
Ah, yes, the GSE event.
Precisely. It's a one-day virtual thing happening September 12th, 2025, organized by the Graduate Student Interest Committee, the GSE. It sounds like a really critical resource.
Really is positioned that way.
So what's the biggest, stumbling block for new or potential doctoral students that this symposium tries to tackle?
That's a great question. Often, I think, it's just the uncertainty. The whole academic path can feel a bit opaque, you know?
Like a black box sometimes.
Exactly. So this symposium is meant to bring some clarity, demystify the journey a bit. They're bringing in experienced professors from top AAA schools, and they'll share insights on, well, everything from how to even apply to these programs to navigating them once you're in, and then thinking about the academic job market later on.
That sounds incredibly useful.
It signals a real commitment, I think, to supporting the next wave of scholars, giving them practical tools, clear advice, trying to cut down on that initial, what do I do now feeling.
And a huge plus accessibility.
Huge. It's completely free for prospective doctoral students. And if you're a current doctoral student with an AAA student membership, it's free for you too.
Wow, okay. That removes a major barrier right there. So if you're listening and this sounds like you, the registration deadline is coming up September 9th, 2025.
Gotta act fast on that one.
Definitely. And you have to give credit to the GSE chair, Stephen Holliday, and his committee. Sounds like a lot of work went into planning this.
No doubt. These things take real effort, especially volunteer effort.
And for anyone interested in supporting initiatives like this, there are sponsorship opportunities. You can get in touch with Harsha Ganga or Jeff Richards.
Good to know.
And one last point here, if you're teaching grad courses, maybe think about adding this to your syllabus. It offers that kind of direct, practical help you don't always get from readings.
That's a really smart suggestion. Real-world application right there.
Okay, so shifting gears a bit. If you're planning further ahead, thinking about your next big conference.
Right, the annual meeting.
Exactly. Mark your calendars for the AAA 2026 annual conference.
Austin, Texas. Should be fun.
It should be. It's March 26th to 29th, 2026 at the Westin Austin downtown. Registration for that opens in November, so you've got some lead time.
Plenty of time to plan.
Now, the calls for things like pre-conference proposals, special topics, competitive papers, those actually went out back in June. They're up on the AAA website now.
Okay.
The really crucial deadline to keep in mind, though, is October 1st, 2025. That's for competitive papers and the special topics submissions.
Got it. October 1st.
But here's the interesting twist, the potentially game-changing part for researchers. Starting this year, when you submit a competitive paper to the conference, you can also submit it concurrently to one of the AAA journals.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, the Journal of Advertising, Journal of Interactive Advertising, or Journal of Current Issues in Research and Advertising.
So conference and journal submission, same time, same paper.
That's the idea. It's a major streamlining effort.
Ah.
But Does this maybe raise the bar? Like, does your conference paper now need to be almost journal ready from the get-go?
That is That's a really sharp question. And yeah, I think that's a fair point to consider. It's not just about making things faster.
Right.
It feels like a strategic move by AAA to sort of anchor the best research within their own journals earlier in the process.
Mm-hmm. Keep it in the family, so to speak.
Kind of. For you as a researcher, it means, yeah, your conference paper gets a potential fast track to journal review. You might skip that whole reformat, resubmit cycle elsewhere.
Which can take ages.
It really can. So it definitely raises the stakes for that initial conference submission. The quality probably needs to be higher from the start.
More pressure, but maybe a bigger payoff.
Exactly. The potential to speed up publication, get your work seen faster.
That's huge. It shows they understand how much time and effort goes into this.
Makes sense. And they also mentioned specific awards you can aim for with your submission.
Right. You can self-nominate your paper for one of two awards, just one, though. There's the Best Conference Paper on Access and Opportunity in Advertising,
Okay.
and the Best Purpose Advertising Conference Paper Competition Award. Purpose advertising again. That seems to be a recurring theme.
It definitely is. It shows where the AAA sees significant focus and impact. Right now, research that's relevant, maybe even socially conscious. All the details, the links, the specific deadlines for everything are on the AAA site.
Good to know. So, beyond their own big conference, AAA isn't just staying local, right? They're looking outwards.
Very much so. They're really putting effort into strengthening their relationship with their European counterpart, the EAA, the European Advertising Academy.
Their sister organization.
Exactly. And we saw clear evidence of this recently at the ICORIA conference.
Right, the International Conference on Research and Advertising. That was in Rotterdam back in June.
Yep, June 26th to 28th, 2025. The 23rd ICORIA. And it sounded like a real success.
And the theme there was advertising with a purpose, creating impact through research excellence.
There it is again, purpose.
It really connects the dots, doesn't it, between what happens in academia and, well, the real world, how consumers want more meaningful connections with brands.
Absolutely. And the conference seemed to reflect that connection.
Yeah.
They had some great highlights, like a pre-conference called Where Good Papers Begin.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, organized by Colin Campbell, Jizu Ha, and Charles Ray Taylor, focused on, how you actually find and shape good research ideas. Super practical.
That sounds vital, especially for newer researchers.
Totally. And then there was a joint AAA EAA panel discussion, right on that advertising with a purpose theme.
Okay, who was involved in that?
It was moderated by the presidents, Jameson Hayes from AAA and Tobias Langner from EAA. And the panelists included AAA folks Eric Haley and Tyler Milfeld, and ELA members Patrick DePelsmacher and Vesna Zabkar.
So a real mix of perspectives, discussing how academia and practice can connect on this.
Exactly. But maybe the most sort of concrete example of this collaboration was the new AAA EAA Research Collaboration Competition Award. They announced the first winners there.
An actual award to encourage working together across continents.
Precisely. Steffi Dans and Marla Stafford won for their proposal. It's called Betting on Better: How Cause Marketing Strategy by Gambling Companies Affects Consumers' Gambling Brand and Cause Outcomes.
Wow, that's tackling a complex issue. Gambling companies and cause marketing.
Right. It shows this collaboration isn't shying away from tricky, relevant topics. And this award isn't just talk. It provides actual funding.
That's key. Real support.
It really is. It fosters a genuinely global perspective, moving beyond just discussing collaboration to actively enabling it. And they plan to give the next award at the 2026 AAA conference in Austin.
That's great to see. Okay, so we've talked conferences, submissions, international links. What about the ongoing support? The day-to-day resources for academics?
Right, because it's not just about the big events. There's continuous stuff happening, too.
Like the AAA Job Bank.
Exactly. That's positioned as, like, the place to look for academic jobs and advertising programs, mostly U.S., but also beyond.
So for job seekers, it's a curated list of openings.
Yep, updated regularly. And for universities or departments hiring, it's presented as a really effective channel to find good, diverse candidates. Juliana Fernandez is the contact for that if you need help.
Useful on both sides, then.
Definitely.
And besides the job bank, there are other deadlines and opportunities popping up throughout the year.
Oh, yeah, a whole range. You've got the AAA Research Fellowship competitions, for example.
Yeah.
There's one deadline, September 12th, 2025, for the 2026 fellowship,
Uh-huh.
and another one focused specifically on industry self-regulation and socially responsible advertising practices. That deadline is November 1st, 2025.
Okay, so themed fellowships too.
Right. And then for grad students, there are things like Conference Travel Scholarships deadline, December 31st, 2025. Always important.
Crucial.
And the doctoral dissertation competition, plus the Dunn Award for Global Advertising Research by grad students, both of those are due November 1st, 2025.
Lots to keep track of.
It is. Oh, and a quick update, the 2025 conference proceedings, those are online now. Big thanks to Cheng DeHam for getting that done.
Good resource to have access to. So, looking at all these resources, the job bank, the fellowships, the student awards, what's the bigger picture here? What strategy does this point to?
I think the underlying strategy is really about providing continuous support right through your academic life cycle, from starting out to finding a job and continuing your research.
Cradle to, well, not grades, but tenure.
Maybe. But seriously, it underscores that cycle of learning, research, career growth. The job bank, for instance, it's more than just listings. It's a key connection point for moving your career forward.
Right.
I mean, I remember when I was starting out, searching for jobs was overwhelming. So much noise. Having one central trusted place like the AAA job bank, it lets you focus your energy. It's about empowering people at every stage.
It makes a lot of sense. It feels comprehensive.
Yeah, it shows the breadth of support available.
Now, it's amazing to see all this activity, the conferences, the journals, the resources, the awards.
Yeah,
But we should probably remember who's behind it all.
absolutely crucial point.
Because the AAA, fundamentally, it's a volunteer organization, isn't it?
It is entirely driven by members stepping up.
So the success of everything we've just talked about really hinges on the dedication of, well, a lot of people giving their time and expertise.
It's a massive collective effort. You have to give huge credit to everyone involved, the journal editors like Jizu Sukiyunyu and Jungam.
Right. Editing a journal is a huge undertaking.
Immense. And the committee chairs Stephen Holliday with GSC, Karen Lansendorfer handling awards, Ho Young An editing the newsletter. The list goes on and on. It's countless hours from dedicated volunteers.
It really is. And thinking about that volunteer aspect, what's the real, strength or power of that model for an organization like AAA?
That's a really interesting question. I think the power lies in the passion, right? It's not driven by profit. It's driven by a shared commitment to the field, to advertising, scholarship, and education.
So it shapes the whole landscape.
Completely. That collective effort, that shared purpose, it creates this vibrant space for ideas, for growth, for moving advertising research and teaching forward. Honestly, without those volunteers, a lot of these opportunities we've discussed, they just wouldn't happen.
Yeah, the field wouldn't be as dynamic.
Not at all. It's a testament to what people can achieve when they work together for a common goal.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We went through the AAA President's Column, pulling out quite a range of opportunities and insights.
Yeah, from the immediate stuff like the grad student symposium.
Right, up to planning for the 2026 conference in Austin, the new concurrent submission rule.
The really interesting international collaboration with the EAA.
All those career resources like the job bank and the fellowships.
And ending on that crucial point about the volunteer community that makes it all possible.
Yeah, it's clear there's a lot going on to really push research, education, and career development forward in advertising.
I think what really stands out, the significant thread through all of this, is that strategic push to make advertising scholarship more impactful, and more accessible, more globally connected.
Building bridges, essentially.
Exactly. Bridges between academia and the wider world, between institutions here and in Europe, and maybe most importantly, bridges between the scholars just starting out and those who are more established. It's about creating a field that's more cohesive, more dynamic, ready for whatever comes next.
So, for everyone listening, if you want all the specific details, the exact dates, the links for submissions, registration info.
The AAA website is your best bet, asite.org.
Right, asite.org. Or follow them on social media. They're at AdScholar on X and Instagram. Keep an eye on those for updates.
Definitely the go-to sources.
Okay, so to wrap up, let's leave our listeners with something to think about. Considering everything we've discussed, the focus on advertising with a purpose, the drive for collaboration, the emphasis on access and opportunity.
Okay. Final thought. How about this? What's one area of advertising research you think will have the most surprising societal impact in the next, say, 5 years? And building on our conversation, how can associations like the AAA actually help nurture that specific type of critical work? Something to chew on.